Well, it's that time again. I don't have a set time for this, for these top fives, but I hope you appreciate this perfectly done self-aware joke. Fucking hell. Milkery. When people look at Assassins and Templars, typically they assign the role of deadly trained killer to the assassin. But are there Templars who are just as deadly, if not deadlier, than assassins? In this video we are going to be looking at 5 examples of Templars who prove that it's not just the assassins who are the deadly trained killers. Any Templar is game, no matter how significant, as long as they're a Templar and they happen to be deadly. So without further ado, let's get into 5 deadly Templars in the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. So, let's begin. So, to start off our list, we have got Daniel Cross. Daniel Cross was a Templar sleeper agent who was tasked with infiltrating the Assassin Brotherhood. And despite his past of drugs and alcohol, he could be quite the formidable opponent. This is emphasised by his continuous nuisance over the course of the modern day segments of Assassin's Creed 3. However, despite his arguable skill, Daniel Cross was a bit messed up in the head, and he may be deadly, but Desmond was deadlier. Next on the list we have Jahan Oberg, who before becoming a Templar was actually a member of the Finnish Special Forces, and also lived the life of a mercenary. It's also notable that Berg was quite ruthless, as when he was apprehended by Vidic and Abstergo and offered a cure for his daughter's cystic fibrosis in return for his service to the Templars, Berg asked to kill the Templar agent who disturbed his daughter from sleeping. Vidic granted this wish, and then Berg killed the Abstergo agent. Berg was also trained with the Animi training program, as we see in the modern day parts of the Assassin's Creed Revelations multiplayer, giving him the combat benefits of the bleeding effect. And as we saw in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Berg can definitely hold his own against a fully trained assassin. Although it was only enough to keep his life for a couple minutes, after which he was merely lucky. But against most people, Berg would be an impossible opponent. Next up we have Cesare Borgia, who despite his cowardly and otherwise violence avoiding nature, has proven himself to be quite the strong fighter. As we can see, he can hold his own against Ezio Auditore, probably one of the best assassins at the time as far as skill was concerned. And that is no small feat, even if in the end of this confrontation he did not escape with his life. Fighting a master assassin with the skills of Ezio Auditore for more than 30 seconds flat and surviving for a few minutes is an achievement on its own. And although you could pin this down to the guard distraction that surrounded Ezio during the fight with Cesare, Ezio definitely did not cut through him like the other guards. And at the same time, the average soldier wouldn't stand a chance against Cesare. But his main downfall was his cowardice. Now, his skill was formidable and ferocious, however he was a coward, and that probably held him back a little bit as far as his skill was concerned. Moving on, we have the Assassin's Creed Rogue protagonist Shay Cormac, who was initially an assassin trained by assassins to skill that even the assassins didn't recognise, and after he joined the Templars, his skills increased and he became a deadly assassin killer. As far as skill is concerned, Shay Cormac is something else entirely, even for Master Assassins, as Shay demonstrated the skill of a Master Assassin when he was a regular assassin, and then when he defected to the Templars, his skills probably increased yet again. And also, Shay had head-on confrontations with many Master Assassins, all of which he bested and killed. And for the record, he could probably flatten half of the assassins that we play as in the games. And considering his feats against Master Assassins in Assassin's Creed Rogue, I'd imagine that Shay Cormac is probably one of the deadliest Templars to ever live. However, if there's one character that can best Shay, it's probably this next guy. Yep, you got it. It is the Templar Grandmaster, Haytham Kenway. Haytham was trained by his father at an early age up until about the age of 9, nearly 10, to fight with a sword. Edward also mentally trained his son to make him intelligent. However, when Edward was killed when Hatham was nearly 10 years old, he knew nothing about the assassins and was actually inducted into the Templar Order a few years afterwards, where he was trained as a Templar and performed various assassinations for the Templars, among other missions, one of which he faced off against an assassin, and although they drew, Hatham managed to obtain that assassin's hidden blades, which he kept and made good use of. And although we know he died by the hands of an assassin, specifically his son, it's argued that Hatham actually deliberately threw the fight, a theory I myself buy into. Hatham's also demonstrated ruthlessness. For example, when interrogating people, after he's done interrogating them, he simply kills them, as opposed to letting them go. Hatham's also demonstrated to be quite reserved in hostility, only using it as a last resort if necessary. But don't get him wrong, he's a deadly chap. And there you have it, everybody. Those are 5 deadly AF Templars that are deadly and kill people. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment. Are there any Templars that I missed? And I'll see you all very soon with another video.